Hi, Sasha.
Hello.
So, my name is Prachi Bishnoi. I'm the editor-in-chief for the Sustainable Brands Journal. And today we are at the Circular City Summit 2.0 in Dubai with Sasha. She's an amazing writer. She has just launched her fourth book, right? And she's been living with indigenous tribes and writing about sustainability and how humanity has kind of just left the environment behind in the race of progression, let's say, or being progressed. So, yeah, over to you. I would just want you to give a little bit introduction about yourself and how what you've been doing
Yeah.
so far.
Hello to everyone. My name is Saša Bozic. I come from Slovenia originally, but yeah, I would say I'm a citizen of the globe.
Sure.
So I do have the background in economics, so I was working, I say in my previous life, I was working in corporate sector as a director of marketing.
Wow.
But you know, at
Me
one
too.
point, I really got, I was just exhausted. I was facing basically what majority are facing,
Yeah.
with the difference that I was really honest to myself, and I said, I'm just gonna really follow my heart and gonna try to find out, what I would do if
Yeah.
I could do anything.
Right.
And like they say, if you find your purpose or your true
Calling.
call, then you never work a day
Yeah.
in your life. So I took a year off of a sabbatical, and I went into coaching, therapy, psychology, and all those things.
Right.
And it really interested me what happened to the human race from the core as how we were, like really living connected. Because in my childhood, I was part of the scout organization. So with my mom, every summer we spent in the camps.
Yeah. It's okay. You
In,
just go on, let them.
yeah.
Whatever it is.
In the camp, like
Right.
in the camps, like telling stories around the bonfire. So this is how I came up with the project, and I said I'm
Right.
going to spend a year going through 11 indigenous tribes,
Right.
learning, staying with them in order to bring the remembrance back to the modern world.
Right. So your journey with 11 tribes across 11 countries is fascinating. I was just going through your books. And what were some of the most surprising or eye-opening lessons you learned from these indigenous communities about sustainable living? I'm sure there must be so many on different levels of our life. But let's just focus on sustainability as we are a part of this great event right now. So, what is it that you really felt amazed and shocked and like? What was it, that one?
For them, nature is everything.
Yeah.
It's grocery, it's pharmacy.
Right.
They're self-sustaining.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
And having the liberation of being detached, of being conditioned by the fact that you have your phone and you can order your food, you can order your groceries, you can just go into the store, and being able to survive
Right.
without that.
Yeah.
That gives you freedom. And they have that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They have that. So I would say this is the biggest one. How to detach yourself. It's nice to live commodity and like
Yeah.
modern life, but how to stay in touch with nature, with yourself, with those resources.
So, how do you think that these ancient values be integrated into modern corporate environments, especially in cities? Like, because you said that they have three common values: sacredness of nature, community living, and respect for elders, right?
Yes.
So, how do you think that modern people, modern generation these days, can incorporate these environmental values? Especially living in these kind of a city environment, like it's hard. Like,
so as I said, everything starts with you.
Yeah.
Right. Everything starts with me being really aware of who I am.
Right.
When you have that, then you can become integral part of the community. That's why Know Thyself workbook came to life, because throughout all 11 indigenous tribes,
Right.
if you would ask me, Sasha, what one word that you took from Australia? I would say authenticity. What's one word that you took from Bali? I would say respect. What's one word you took from India? I would say diversity and inclusion. So those are 11 ancient character strengths that they are having deeply embedded, and they are aware of them. And we lost the connection,
over the time,
right? If I would ask you a simple question, who are you? This is authenticity, and people start giving me roles and you know what they do and business
and identity.
That's not, you know, that's not authenticity.
We've lost human connection to our own self.
Exactly.
Actually,
So that's why first and foremost, just come back to self. If not anything else, you know, just by embedding and embracing those character strengths for yourself, and through that you will see how your perspective on others will change, because you will understand them better.
How long was this whole journey of 11 countries?
A
Was
year.
it like a back-to-back thing you did?
No. I went for 2 to 3 months, then I came home for a while, and then I went again. So altogether almost a year. And I was writing a book as I go. As I went, and I was traveling, so I was just sending everything to my editor. She was doing it. I was sending everything to my graphic designer. So the moment I finished, the cup was there and the book was published.
But what inspired you to take this journey? Like that's what really makes me curious. Like what just occurred to you that, you know, I just want to go out and just see what are these people doing?
Yeah, this is the toughest one to answer, because, you know, there are certain callings that you just hear them,
right? Even I feel that sometimes, but not many people agree to that.
And it's on you. Do you answer the calling, or you said,
maybe I'm imagining?
So I answered the calling.
Wow.
I learned to never say no. Let's say if I go to Dubai, and you know, I leave my family and all my relatives behind in Slovenia, I'm here for a reason. So if you would say, Sasha, would you come for this and this event? Who am I to say no to life that wants me there?
Amazing.
So it's just saying yes to life.
But it just like you just felt it that I need to explore the tribal life. Or
I just first I went to Australia. I've been there with Aborigines, and then I went to Bali, and I've been there with, and it just, I didn't have a plan. That was not a planned journey. It was just, it just enrolled and it developed as it did. Like, that's why it's hard to explain in the rational
I mean, I have experienced this kind of life, so I just know what you say. So you are a founder of this company called Sophia Academy. So I want to ask something about it. Like, Sophia Academy combines ancient wisdom with corporate well-being. That's how it describes itself. What are some of the key methods you've been developed that tap into the full potential of employees in today's business world?
So first we have this team coaching program, which is called Living the Sophia Way. It's 100-day long journey, because, you know, the psychologists say if you want to change your behavior or you need at least 3 months. But within those 100 days, 70 actual events happen on the pillars of being, doing, living. Being, it's all about you, going into your character strengths. So you find your superpowers, few of them, so, and you really anchor them. And then through storytelling, you exchange, you know, what the strengths from others are, and you start actively listening to others. And you know, like things like that. To the living part, the last one, which is all about resilience. Now that you integrated, you know, you came in alignment with you aligned with your team, with your company, and then you go out in this world and you have to stay resilient, because resilience mainly is about the perspective. Event as itself, it doesn't exist. It's just an event. It's about how you label it. Are you finding this terrible, or are you finding this super exciting? It's the same situation, but for somebody it could be super stressful, and for somebody it would be like, woohoo, you know. And being aware that you have the power
to change
to label something at least neutral, it takes the power of stress of the situation away, and you become in the control of your life. Does that make sense?
Amazing. You just inspired me big time right now.
Okay.
I just feel somebody speaks my language. Because when you talk these kind of things to people in a normal setup, I think you just get lost. I think because we are so far away
Yeah.
from being connected to ourselves, that when you start talking about these things, most of the time people just get lost, like, I don't know what you're talking
And this
about.
is the saddest thing.
Yes.
Because at our core, this is who we are.
Yeah.
And now imagine how far we came. Of course, there are so many mental health challenges because we are totally disconnected.
Yeah.
We are totally disconnected.
Right. I agree. Wow. So, what do you believe? In your view, how can integrating ancient practices into modern workplaces enhances employee well-being and corporate success? Like, do you think that people are really being able to incorporate this and change their life in a corporate environment? Because I think most of us are doing things that they don't like or enjoy doing, and probably the only motivation is a paycheck at the end of the day. And fortunately, I'm not one of those people. I'm doing what I love doing. So
Happy for you.
Yeah. But most of the people, right?
Yeah.
You just ask them what you do, and they're like, yeah, I do something in the corporate life. They don't even want to tell you what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that these kind of people can really benefit from these kind of courses? Because I think at the end of the day, you take them back to what they should be or ideally should be pursuing. Right?
Yeah.
So,
At the end of the day, it's either you decide to be the victim or you decide to be the creator.
yeah.
So if it's easier for you to be the victim,
Right.
you're going to maintain that and you will not change because it's easier.
It's easier.
This sounds like very like maybe not true or misjudging, but it is like that for some. It's easier to blame, to point fingers, than to open the closet, to leave, to allow all the skeletons to fall out and start cleaning.
Yeah.
Because this is a tough journey.
I agree.
Very tough journey.
Very tough journey.
Right?
Very tough journey.
So if it's going to help,
Yeah.
I cannot predict the elements of what makes us human beings and what, the communities on the suburbans of the modern era are
Right.
still living and doing. But
Yeah.
if they're going to integrate them, it's on them.
Yeah.
It's on the personal motivation you have. Are you going to fight?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to
Be
allow
with it.
life to happen
Yeah.
to you?
I agree. So, as a president of WICCI Slovenia and a leader in women's empowerment, what do you think are the key barriers for women in leadership roles today, and how can they be overcome? Because I have faced it.
Yeah.
So, being my own boss, like literally, I do my own things, but it's hard to be on the top in. Let's say I would not even call myself on the top. I would say I do my own things,
Yeah.
and as whatever I do is obviously I'm the boss for that little universe that I
Yeah.
own, right?
Yeah.
But it's really hard.
Yeah,
Like, literally.
it is hard, and I cannot say that much more than it did will change within our generation.
Right.
But I'm working with Gen Zs, and the oldest Gen Z is 30 years old at the
Right.
moment.
Right.
So that means that they are already holding the positions.
Right.
And Gen Zs, for them, this is not even a topic. I have two sons.
Yeah.
When I start, it's, and they're like, Mom, what are you even saying?
Yeah.
You know what you've achieved? Like, why would you be different than, they don't even understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So I would say that as we maintain the position, at least that we can,
Yeah.
have,
Sit here and have a conversation. Yes.
that's okay.
That's
Then
okay.
all of us do whatever, you do you meet you, I'm doing mine, and then the youngsters will take it forward. They will take it forward. I have a strong belief in them.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, with well-being and sustainability at the heart of your work, how do you think corporate culture should evolve in post-pandemic world?
It's about values.
Yeah.
It's about values, and it's about being transparent and really living the values.
Yeah.
Because if something people really have is the sense if something is just a policy on paper, or is it for real?
Yeah.
So there's no like negativity if your values are not, like the highest. But
Right.
wherever they are or whatever they are, they have to be aligned
Right.
with walking the talk.
Of course. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and then whoever works
Being
for
facing,
you,
not walking the talk.
yeah, whoever works for you will
Yeah.
decide
Yes.
if those are also his values, or is he still deciding to compromise
Yeah.
and work with those values.
Right.
Right? And this is where the loyalty comes from, aligning on values. But first of all, you have to have the integrity and the transparency of really living who you are.
Yeah.
And not pretending, because those words on paper, they all sound nice, but people, you lose people with that.
Yeah.
Because you're selling just like like a fairy tale, and then in the offices or at the backstage, something totally different is happening.
Right.
So I believe this is the first step, just really being honest and living whatever the values are.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. So, also very interesting thing which I read about you, that your Sophia Academy emerged during the challenging times of COVID-19, right? So, how did the pandemic influence the creation of this academy? Like, what thought went behind that? What are the core lessons you believe that businesses should learn from this crisis? And what is the thought that went behind in creating this whole let's say company or an initiative?
Yeah.
So,
So I had my company before. So Sophia Academy actually is a brand within the corporation that I had even prior to that. But within just at the beginning, at the COVID era, I was contacted by a large global organization in a construction section.
Yeah.
And they said, Sasha, is there anything that you could do to help us uplift our senior executives? Because, with all these MBAs and everything they have, nobody was trained what to do in crisis like that, right?
Yes.
Should we let our people go, or should we So I've just kind of, out of all the programs that I was running, I just put together that Living the Sophia way, and give it a name. This the first service of Sophia Academy. So with that, basically almost 200 senior executives from around the globe went through that program. We were all, at home on Zooms, discussing in such an open manner, discussing vulnerabilities, fears, and all. I cannot go more into details because it's coaching and it's personal and all. But what really bless you. What really brought to me is, no matter what role a person plays or the position he or she holds, there is this vulnerable human being inside, sometimes really not having any answers on the current situations. But because she or he is the captain of this huge vessel with all these passengers and crew and all, they cannot admit, I'm so sorry, I have no idea what to do. So it's that distinction between, am I allowed to express who I really am, or do I have to wear this mask all the time? So that journey that we've created gave them a safe space among their peers, where they were not judged, where they could be humans, and they got the support to kind of get through what was going on. So I'm just sad that usually it is when bad things happen, we tend to forget very quickly, right? I was really hoping that we will kind of carry that awareness of what happened, because it really brought people, like the colleagues closer together. You know, there were stories that they've shared that were really deeply personal, and I said, I didn't know that about you. Now that I do, you know, even if you're having a bad day, I will understand you more.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Why didn't you share?
Yes.
Like, yeah, but this is my private. This is how I am when I'm in my private life. This is how I am when I'm in professional life.
Right.
And I'm like, but you're just one person. You know how much of an energy you need to have to just cover. How can you just be totally different two people? Like, you're one.
Yeah.
Of course, there are different topics.
Yeah.
But you are one.
Yes. You're going through it all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. So how, like, coming to this event of circular cities, how do you think this whole journey of, I think the indigenous tribe journey was quite a influence that can kind of contribute in creating the circular cities that we now are looking forward to. So how do you think that your journey or your learning could be a contributing platform for creating more sustainable cities around the world?
Yeah, I would just say that, you know, on a very deeply personal level, as I was saying, maybe not in general for the topic because I'm not from the industry, but to empower those individuals as professionals, you know, to be empowered as human beings in order to deliver what their profession is.
Yeah, I think we have just left the value battle long back. And I think that's the reason we have lost as humanity.
Yeah.
Because I think we've been started being asked, okay, when somebody displays, as a kid, when you display something too amazing and too, you know, honest, sometimes parents get scared, like, oh my God, my kid will be taken advantage of. And you just tell them the opposite, you know.
Yeah.
So I've been seeing this has happened to me also, like when I was a kid, right? My parents would think like, how is this person going to operate in the world if she's going to think like this? So I think the value proposition that our parents, grandparents used to pass it on to us, I think we left that behind somewhere in the race of this modern world.
Yeah.
And I think that is the reason that everything changed. Well, that's what I feel.
So it's about know thyself. It's about going back to the remembrance of who you are.
Right.
Because you're unique.
Yeah.
You know? There's nobody like you.
Right.
Because, you know, there are so many things that happen to you and the unique strengths that you have. So if the event happens to you, it first goes through your unique strengths and perspectives and, you know, like either trauma or triggers or whatever, you know, like it was, and then follows the response to this event.
Right.
And nobody has the same combination in this in-between space that you do.
Yeah.
So there's not a single person that would
same journey.
That would react to a certain event same as you. And if you really connect with those strengths and are aware of who you are, then you just go full speed because you have no competition.
Right.
Otherwise, you're always second best if you're just trying to follow the social norms.
Yeah, well, that's true. So in this book of yours, like Know Thyself.
Yes.
If you can tell us like what, because I was just looking through it and I saw that it's like a personal, a diary kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
So kind of navigating yourself, maybe. So if you can just tell a little bit about like what you tried to do with this. Yeah.
So those two sisters, I call them, those two books are, you know, like that's the main book. Like when we were having, I don't know, geography at school.
Yeah.
You know, it was the main book and then it was a workbook.
Okay.
So it's like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's this one is inspired by this one. So the main book has the storytelling of my journey.
Okay.
But this one has exercises for the character strength that I do describe tribe by tribe here.
Okay.
So how it works, I would say, you know, like you really don't need to read it from the beginning to the end.
Right.
It's more like, you know, this is like the infinity of all 11 of that with the sign interconnectedness. And then it says, today I embrace. And you just, the first thing that calls you, which one is?
For me, I think it's courage.
Courage, see? Yeah. So if it's courage, what do you need to embrace today? Then you just go to the courage.
I think my life is more about always showing courage.
Yeah. So it's, you know, like you go to the courage.
Yeah.
It's about African Maasai. I've been with them.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
So you can read about what the courage is. You can write your thoughts, and then it's a bit of a storytelling from the book. And then there are just exercises and questions for self-reflection to
Right.
deeply, deeply embrace that character strength.
Okay.
So
Wow.
it's like that for all 11. It's super simple and it's very
Amazing.
light. I
Yeah.
wanted to make it like that. It's beautiful and light, so
Yes,
we
it's
would
very
carry
beautiful,
it.
and I
We
got
would
so
carry it
attracted.
around.
Yes, I just got so attracted, and I just I was like, wow, what is this? But I didn't had enough time to literally
Yeah,
go
you'll
through
have
it. But I
time.
saw that
Yeah.
it's kind of an exercise book, which is amazing. Amazing. So, is there anything that you would want to share from your whole journey, which was like so close to your heart? Some incident, some real life story that really touched you and
Yeah.
shaped you as a person, maybe sometimes a lot of things
Actually,
do.
I would, because I promised them that I will share that. You know, with all the tribes I've
Yeah,
been,
yeah,
by the time I was leaving, I asked them, is there anything I can do for you?
yeah.
Because you gave me your time, you gave me your wisdom, I could be here. Is there anything that you want me to do for you?
Yeah.
And you know what they said? 10 out of 11 said, yes, you can. You can ask everyone to stop helping us.
No, I agree.
Because I don't know if you're familiar with Parel principle 80-20. So this 20% of people that are living in the cities and have the
Right.
media and the voice,
Right.
they're so powerful
Right.
that we get the feeling that the globe lives
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But 80% of those tribes people on the
Yeah.
suburbans, you know, and
They
I
don't
even
want
even
us.
started with Amazonia and Brazil and Colombia. You know how many people are
Yeah.
out there?
Yeah.
They just want to be left alone
Yes.
and to be living
Their
the
life.
way how they culturally have been living for so long.
Yeah.
So I think there is a huge message, because coming from the Western world, we always thought, you know, oh look, this
yeah,
African
just
little
help
child,
them.
and okay, and then I ask, who's smiling? Are you smiling, or do you see him? And you like in India in slums, who's
Yeah.
smiling? You know, people like me, like all
Yeah.
stressed out at the office,
Yeah.
or that little kid playing football and all. Of course,
Yeah.
he doesn't have all the commodities,
Yeah.
but he's happy.
Yeah. Happy, I think, because they still don't know.
Yeah. So it made me think and rethink about what is really a wealth,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and what does it mean to be a wealthy person?
Yeah. No, I agree. This is a thought that runs to my mind so many times.
Yeah.
Like, who is rich? Yeah. That's a big thought.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing, Sasha. It's like so amazing to have you. I mean, I think this out. I think I just came here because I think I had to know you.
Thank you so much.
It's just that kind of a feeling I'm getting right now. So it's amazing.
That's
Amazing.
beautiful.
Thank you so much for finding time and joining me for this small short talk. And I
Thank
would
you for
really
having
love
an open
you.
heart. It feel, you know, I can feel that, and that's why even the conversation went. So I hope it will benefit to all your listeners, readers, and
I think your books
whoever.
are kind of gonna help people to understand
Yeah.
what really navigating through life is.
Yeah.
I think most of us have lost the purpose in life. That I always feel. Like I always feel that as human race, probably we have just lost our purpose. There must be some purpose that we've been sent here, but nobody knows now. Like literally, we're just running a corporate race, die.
Hamster wheel, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like endless,
Yeah.
endless.
cycle. We're just stuck in this endless cycle. Just coming back, going, coming. I mean, I believe in a rebirth. So yeah, coming back, going back, coming back.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
Really
for your
kind.
time.
Yeah.
Amazing.